You've mentioned a couple of times your experience in the Olympics, and I want to get to that because you had said, or you had referenced Gabby being on this program, Ezra Freck was on this program, Paralympic athlete. Doing the Paris Games, I mean, I don't know that there's, as a broadcaster, as a journalist, member of the media, that there's probably a bigger stage, one that you couldn't be more proud to be a part of. What was it like for you? And I know that you've done a couple, but what was this past iteration like for you?
It was by far the best Olympics I've ever done, simply because of just the spirit and the mood of the people. You know, I that was my sixth Olympics, and all of the preceding ones, there was some kind of little point to worry about. You know, when my first one was in Sochi in Russia, and there was security threats, and there was,
Yep.
it was the most expensive games ever. And then we went to Rio, and it was the Zika virus and the dirty water, and they had to be cleaned up, and all various things. And then, you know, Pyeongchang, there was the threat from North Korea, or the perceived threat from North Korea, and Tokyo, we had to wait an extra year.
Yep.
Beijing,
COVID. Mm-hmm.
COVID, and then Beijing. There just didn't seem to be much of a buzz about it, and we didn't go. The majority of us didn't go. We called it from our headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut. Mike Tirico went for the opening ceremonies, then Mike came back because he had to get ready for Super Bowl, and there wasn't just that Olympic spirit. So Paris was, for me, like a massive leap on anything else that I had covered. And it's not that the others weren't enjoyable. They're just, nothing held a candle to Paris. You know, Paris being one of the most, visited cities in the world, just such a special city in its own right. And then they had the infrastructure was amazing to have, to have the venues that they did with the Eiffel Tower in the background, all of the studios from the different broadcasters from around the world with, the Eiffel Tower lit up. At Stade de France, where we were for rugby and track and field, it holds nearly 70,000 people, Jason, and morning and night it was at capacity, and our hotel was within walking distance. So we would walk with the fans every day to go to work, and they're singing and they're cheering, and they've got their nation's flags, and I mean, it was just awesome, and the weather was great. And so to go to work with that kind of spirit every day, it was pretty hard not to be swept up in it every single day.
Absolutely perfect atmosphere. What an Olympics should be. And you just referenced the previous games that had various issues, and it's been sort of an ongoing battle to get this on track. It felt like it was on track this time.
I think these were the games that made the world fall back in love with the Olympics. I really do. Just for so many, the city, the weather, selfishly from Team USA, the success of Team USA. Like, it was just, there were so many positives about it. There's so many great stories.
The favorite moment?
Probably the first broadcast inside that stadium, because that ignites hey, okay, here we are. We're at the Olympics, and away we go. It's hard to say a favorite moment. Maybe there were two incredible comebacks from American athletes, and one was Quincy Hall in the men's 400. And the other one was Cole Hocker in the men's 1500. That were just, they looked, well, certainly Quincy Hall looked like he had no chance, and in a matter of seconds ran from fifth to gold. And he's just got a terrific underdog story. And so, I mean, there's so many, but it was an amazing games.
Even the 100-meter men's that was so close too.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. I copped a bit of a beating about that one, but I had a blip. I missed it by 5 thousandths of a second, because I thought that the Jamaican had won it. Noah Lyles
did.
Noah Lyles, who eventually won it, he thought that the Jamaican had won it, but that's no excuse. I did what I normally do, and I trusted my eyes and my instinct. And I mean, the world feed cameras followed the Jamaican, but that's the way it goes. I shouldn't, as I mentioned on social media, I shouldn't have been as bold as I was just to call it. I should have waited. five thousandths of a second is a pretty slim margin. But anyway,
humans running down a track separated by thousands, 100 thousandths of seconds. You already be excused.